Did you get a chance to see Badou Jack's fight at light heavyweight? I'm asking just because I know you guys know what it's like to move up from 168 to 175. So I was kind of curious if you felt like he's he's actually big enough to compete at 175, or is he one of the smaller 175 pounders?
Listen, what he did to Cleverly definitely says he's big enough. Cleverly is a big light heavyweight. He fought as high as cruiserweight. And, he has certain flaws, but he's not no walk in the park. If you beat Cleverly, you have to convincingly beat him because he's going to be there. But I thought Badou looked strong. I thought he looked powerful. I thought his punches were crisp and compact and short to the mark. And after the second round, the third round, you could see the damage. I was at that fight. And I guess I was about 3 rows back. So I was able to hear and see the effect of the punches. And when he broke Cleverly's nose, that really caused some problems to Cleverly. So you could see him slowly giving in to that pressure. And then Badou had a lot of pop on his punches. He's definitely, if he stays in the light heavyweight division, you can't count Badou out. And, I'm glad you brought him up because when he gave up the belt, I kind of forgot about Badou. But Badou could easily end up being the one. He's big enough.
Well, I know.
And he has the skill. A lot of people just keep going to the size thing. Too big and strong. I know that's a favorite saying over in the UK. Too big, too strong. That doesn't win fights. And strength is measured in a lot of different ways in a boxing ring. You could be a strong son of a gun, like I said yesterday, but if you don't have the style to complement your strength, what difference does it make? What difference does it make?
I know Badou is really adamant about facing Adonis Stevenson. I mean, that's the name that he wanted when he moved up to light heavyweight. How do you see that fight kind of playing out? Because I know Adonis is now a little bit older. I think he might be pushing 40 actually. And Badou's a lot younger than him. So is that an even fight between those two?
With Adonis, you always have to watch out for his left hand. His left hand has a mind of its own, and he reacts very quick with it. He does, if you really, really study him, he does tip off when he'll throw his most powerful one, or when he can't throw it as hard. There's certain thing that he does in the ring. But you have to have the athlete that recognizes that. When he's in a vulnerable position. And then he's got a hell of a coach. I mean, Javon has done a hell of a job with Stevenson. But you're right. I mean, age is creeping up. He hasn't really been in a dogfight recently. I think the last time he was in a real scrap, he came out winning convincingly against Thomas Williams. He landed some real nice shots in that fight. And, of course, with my guy, Fon Farah, he caught him early, and he did what he was supposed to do. So, but I can't count Badou out against anybody. And that's how close the division is. Anybody who fights Adonis is going to have to be prepared for his left hand. Plain and simple. You're going to have to be prepared for it. And he can use it in a variety of ways. So that's a fact. Badou has the skill to offset that and take that left hand away from him. Whether or not he can do it remains to be seen, but that's a good fight and a fight I'd like to see.
Adonis never really got the same type of respect as one of the light heavyweight champions. They felt like, he wasn't stepping up to the plate to fight Kovalev. Is there anything you think Adonis can do for it? Like, should he be gunning for Kovalev, assuming Kovalev comes out victorious, is he okay with fighting, a Badou Jack and maybe one of these younger? Because let's say he fights, Beterbiev. I mean, that for the most part, he hasn't really accomplished anything in the division yet. So would that even give Adonis the type of credit that he's looking for at light heavyweight, or is Kovalev just the only guy out there for him to go after?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a Badou Jack fight or a Kovalev fight would definitely help Adonis's resume, in respect to where he wants to be. Mm-hmm. I don't know why he's not getting these fights. Could be a number of reasons why. You hear different things. You hear he say he can't come out of Canada, or I'm not going to Canada. There's just so much that goes on. Mm-hmm. Behind the scenes, I'm not privy to speak on it, why he hasn't gotten these fights that he wants, or he says he wants. It does. It shouldn't be a problem making the Badou Jack fight.
Right.
It shouldn't be anything in the way of that fight happening, if you understand what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't be anything in the way of that fight happening if both guys want to fight. And I expect it probably will happen. I expect to see it after, I think Adonis is scheduled to fight in January, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I expect to see the Badou Jack fight before the summer. I really do. And, Badou's in a good place. I think a lot of people say, well, why did he drop the belt? Well, he has his reasons, but I'm sure he's got great advisors. He's got great people in his corner. And I'm sure his decision was based on something bigger down the road, for him.
Yeah.
And put him in a position of where he's the kingpin or whatever, because you can't take Adonis, off the top of the list as the best fighter in the division. You just can't take him off. Mm-hmm. There's an argument whether you can leave him there by himself, but you definitely can't remove him. You have to consider him either the guy or one of the two or three guys, Yeah. And I would say at this point, even if they haven't fought, that you would have to consider him, if there's three guys up there that you say could take over the division, then you would have to give him a slight edge as being the guy of the guys, in that division, until somebody proves otherwise.
Virgil,
and you can't knock his resume. His resume is just as solid as anybody else's out there that's currently in the division. His resume stacks up pretty much with Sergey's, until we fought. If you want to compare opponents, look at Bellew just beat Hay and Adonis knocked him out. I thought Thomas Williams was a dangerous opponent. And he came to win, and I thought even though his name wasn't out there yet, his style of fighting, the way he did Edwin Rodriguez and his style of fighting, he's dangerous for anybody. So the way Adonis performed in that fight gave you an idea of what he's capable of. So you have to put him at the top of the light heavyweight division. I would say it's a three-headed monster: Sergey, Badou, and Adonis. Now, some people say, well, why you take Badou over maybe Bivol or anything? Well, because of just the longevity right now. I'm not saying he can beat Bivol. I haven't seen enough of Bivol. We haven't really seen him tested yet. We haven't seen Beterbiev tested. We've seen Badou tested, come off a loss. He handled coming off a knockout loss better than most fighters I can think of coming off a knockout loss. I mean, it's like he got better. And he didn't fear the, a lot of times a knockout loss has a lot of psychological effect on a fighter in a negative way. And some fighters get past it, some never get past it. And I think I can speak on that because a lot of people say, well, Virgil hasn't made another champion or anything, but at the same time, Verge is opening the door for fighters who's coming off a knockout. Everybody that I have that came to me came off a knockout. Wow. So it's not just physical, it's a lot of psychological stuff that goes with it also. And I know firsthand the effect that a knockout could have on a guy. You know, I know personally, and you just don't bring them back that quick. It takes time if they ever come back, you know, particularly if they were knocked out and they were on top.